In rural England during the year 1865, a woman named Catherine Lester is being wedded to Alexander Lester, a dreary man who is presumably twice her age. Her wedding is devoid of any charm and emotion, and the way it's held is purely ritualistic. While the others sing a light song, she also has no other choice and has to sing along. During their wedding night, a maid, Anna, is with Catherine. After that, Catherine is alone in the room as Alexander walks in and looks at Catherine. He tells her that she will always stay inside the house. While she claims that she doesn't mind the fresh air and would like to go outside of the house from time to time, he disagrees. Instead, he tells her that the house would be much more comfortable for her. Alexander pays little to no attention to her as a person, and he only wants her body. He then orders her to strip, and she has to do it with no complaints. While she stands completely nude, he turns off the lamp and lies in the bed while watching her. In the morning, Catherine is sitting in the windows and looking outside. At night, and brushes her hair before she goes to bed with Alexander. In the bed, Alexander is sleeping while she is wide awake and disturbed by recent events. The next day, Anna puts a blue dress on her as she goes down the stairs. She sits in the living room and does absolutely nothing. Catherine has little in the way of freedom, as she is forbidden to leave the house. Forced to navigate the disgusting world of acrimonious men, Catherine's life has no excitement. As night draws near, Catherine is at the dinner table while a group of men is standing in front of her. Among the inhabitants of the large manse is Alexander's father, Boris, who is just as misogynistic as his son. Catherine gets up and excuses herself as she leaves to go back to her room. Boris and Alexander both witness this as Boris gets offended that she left without her husband. Anna overhears that Boris is approaching Catherine. He tells her to wait for her husband and to not sleep. She emphasizes that she has been very tired today and would like to go to sleep. Boris straight up declines and orders Anna to go inside the room with Catherine and make sure that she does not sleep. Alexander later walks in as he tells Catherine to stand up and Anna to leave the room. He sits in a chair while ordering her to once again take off her nightdress. When she does, he tells her to go and face the wall. She gets confused, but does it anyway. She looks back at him, and he yells at her to look back at the wall. He starts to touch himself while she faces the wall. The next day, Catherine is eating breakfast with Boris as she raises the question of where her husband is. Boris simply mentions that he has gone away and that Catherine should not concern herself about it. But she claims that she does concern herself with the abrupt disappearance of her husband. Boris still does not reveal much and mentions that there was an explosion and Alexander had to go. Coincidentally, Boris also needs to leave for an errand, leaving Catherine alone with Anna. While going, Boris tells her she will be alone in her room for a while, and perhaps she will find that her energy is restored after a little of her own company, and when her husband returns, she can resume her duties. Once he is gone after giving these harsh statements, Catherine soon realizes that she is finally free because both of them are gone. She gets up and closes the door. She changes her clothes and goes outside while the cold breeze hits her face. Finally, Catherine has free reign over her schedule, and she now has a shot at alleviating her boredom. The next day, Anna comes inside the room and wakes Catherine up. Catherine is then lying on the sofa when a peculiar noise catches her attention. She wears her shoes and goes outside. She sees a man running toward her room. She hears a commotion happening within one of the outhouses. She sees that a maid is running away from there while she hears men laughing. She decides to check what is going on there. She is surprised to see the working men having a laugh and fooling around during their work hours. Catherine also sees Anna being suspended in the air with the apparatus used for weighing animals. They're doing this for a very twisted laugh, and one of the men, named Sebastian, starts calling Anna a pig. Catherine scolds the men and demands that they take Anna down. They comply, and as they put her down, Anna takes her clothes and instantly runs away. Catherine curiously asks Sebastian how much she would weigh. With a rather wild look on his face, Sebastian asks her if she wants to be weighed and hoisted up, but she stresses that she only wants him to guess. Much to everyone's surprise, Sebastian dives in and lifts Catherine up. She immediately breaks away and starts scolding the workers even more. Before leaving, she states that she will be keeping an eye on them. After this sickening event, Catherine confronts Anna, who wants to explain what was happening. Catherine stops her and asks Anna what the man's name is, hinting at the attraction that she feels for him. Anna does not understand, as Catherine further elucidates that she wants to know about the man that called her a pig. Anna says that his name is Sebastian. She also mentions that he is new here. Anna starts to whimper and goes away once Catherine ends the conversation. She then goes and sits next to the windows again. The next day, when Anna comes in to wake her up, Catherine is already wearing her clothes. She goes out in the field while Sebastian is walking a dog. He spots Catherine from afar and yells if she is lost. He tells her that the house is in the other direction, but Catherine keeps walking away with a slight grin on her face. Sebastian keeps staring as she goes away. Later on, Anna is giving Catherine a bath. She pours hot water on her back, and when she tells her that the water is too hot, Anna claims that her skin got too cold because she went out. She then starts to scrub her too hard and does not stop until Catherine has to push her away. Catherine is then in her room as she is drying her hair in front of the fire. She hears a knock on the door and walks towards it. She is surprised to see that it is none other than Sebastian, who claims that he is terribly bored. She tells him off by saying that he should dedicate more time to his work. When she tries to close the door, Sebastian holds it and forces himself inside the room. At first, she demands that Sebastian leaves, and she attempts to escape from him as she runs towards the windows. He grabs her and puts his hand on her mouth so that she is unable to scream. She bites his hand and pushes him away. Sebastian knows what Catherine really wants as he goes in for a kiss, and she pulls away. After a few seconds, Catherine can't stop the turbulent desires sitting like a fire within her. Defeated, she kisses him back. Catherine wants Sebastian with a passion, and she wants to consume him and have him fulfill her womanly desires that her husband is unable to. In the morning, Anna walks inside the room to open the windows and wake up Catherine like usual. She notices that Catherine is sleeping naked instead of sleeping in her night clothes. She walks out of the room and closes the door. Anna thinks for a brief moment about what happened last night and leaves. Catherine is laughing while lying on the bed because her desires are satisfied now. Then, their house cat is eating breakfast while Catherine is once again getting intimate with Sebastian, and she enjoys it. From then on, the sultry episode becomes a regular occurrence. They engage in a torrid love affair, and the two of them ride on each other all day like animals in heat. After a while, Father Peter from the church comes and pays a visit. He talks about how Catherine must be anticipating the return of her husband and father-in-law. She also agrees, but on the inside, she wishes that they would never come back. Father Peter then goes on about how she should spend her time alone inside the house in solitude, instead of wandering around without her husband. She thanks him for providing such a valuable piece of information and stands up, which indicates that he should leave now. Anna later goes outside in order to fetch some mushrooms. While she's picking them up, Sebastian comes there while walking the dog, and Anna indirectly mentions their affair. She says that Alexander would not be happy if he found out what was going on in his absence. When asked, she says that she is talking about the dog being tied up for too long. Anna remembers that Catherine asked her about Sebastian, and she saw her sleeping naked, so she connected the dots and figured it out. Sebastian is now aware that she knows about the affair. He then leaves and goes straight up to Catherine, who lets him inside from the back door. Both of them are all over each other in Catherine's bedroom, while she keeps laughing. Anna is watching from the keyhole as they are getting intimate. Sebastian looks right at and as she stops watching. For her, it is now confirmed that there is an affair. She picks up her lamp and goes away. A carriage is coming towards the manse, meaning that Boris has finally returned from his errand. Anna comes inside the room and wakes Catherine up by opening the windows as usual. She then announces that her father-in-law has returned. Anna also mentions that he went to the hills and that she should expect him till dinner. Catherine instantly gets out of her bed and goes away to dress. At night, she is drinking too much wine and is putting her dress on her. During his first dinner with Catherine upon his return, Boris is waiting for her. When she enters the room, he stands up and waits till she is seated. Boris asks her about how she has been doing and talks about how she has been running the house in his absence. Boris finally inquires about her husband's whereabouts. She laughs while drinking and says that he is wherever Boris put him earlier. She instantly apologizes and claims that she has not heard from him since he left. Anna then walks in, and just when she is about to pour the drink into Boris's cup, he stops her and requests a specific bottle of wine. Anna goes back to the kitchen and asks the cook for the wine. She says that there is not a drop left of that wine because of Catherine. Anna is shocked to find that Catherine has drunk it all. Anna comes back, only to see that Catherine is drunk. She announces that there is no wine left, and Boris is astounded to hear this and refuses to believe this. He tells her to check again, but she still claims that there is no more left. He asks her about how exactly is all gone, but she is unable to produce an explanation for this because she's afraid of getting Catherine in trouble. So she keeps quiet, and Catherine does not step in to claim the responsibility either. Boris again asks if the cook knows where it all went, and Anna tells him that the cook is also unaware of its disappearance. Boris assumes that she drank it all, but Anna refuses that also. Because of this, Anna is left to be treated inhumanely by the cold-hearted Boris, who commands her to get down. She is truly perplexed by his statement and asks again. He clarifies that he wants her to get down on her hands and knees. When she does, Boris elucidates that if she will act like an animal, then he will treat her like one. With that, he cruelly orders her to get out. Anna exits the room on her hands and knees like an animal while Catherine watches. Sebastian is sleeping on the ground when he wakes up due to Boris. It is revealed here that Boris found out about Catherine and Sebastian's affair. He starts to beat him brutally with a cane. Once he is finished beating the man up, he tells one of his men to lock him up for what he did. Catherine runs towards the doors and finds that all of them are locked. She calls for Sebastian, but no one answers. Inside the manse, Boris confronts Catherine about her infidelity. Boris claims that he has no desire to see her until he has the time to consider what he will do to her. Because she has nothing to lose at that point, Catherine demands her lover be released. He accuses her of being shameless, while she mentions that she has nothing to be ashamed of. This only enrages Boris further, and he starts belittling her for her failings as a wife, emphasizing her failure to bring about an heir. Incredulous, Catherine points out that Alexander's the one making that impossible, earning her a slap from the angered old man. After this, she goes and sits on the sofa while Sebastian is still rotting inside a room. The next day, Anna goes inside Catherine's room to wake her up, but she is surprised to witness that Catherine is already gone. She goes to the living room and sees that Catherine is there. During lunch, Catherine and Boris are once again debating Sebastian's freedom, with Catherine firmly demanding that he let him out. He hopes that she has enough time to contemplate and take the opportunity to meditate upon her duties as a wife in the house above anything else. She still demands that he hand over the keys to the room in which he locked up Sebastian. Boris gets exasperated with this behavior as he gets up and throws his glass on the wall. Anna gets a little scared by this, and when she tries to pick up the broken glass shards, he yells at her to stay where she is and leave it. Boris is disgusted by her brazen demands and heads inside his room while taking his plate with him. While going, he tells Catherine that he cannot even bear to look at her now. Suddenly, Catherine takes a chair and lodges it by the doorknob, locking Boris inside. She calmly sits down and asks Anna to sit beside her, who is cleaning the shards. She tells her to eat with her since she hates eating all alone. Anna is hesitant but eventually starts to eat. She makes small talk with Anna while questioning her if she has a family or a home. Anna claims that she has not been to her home for a very long time and that she is not aware of what must be going on there. Catherine asks if she has any brothers or sisters, while Anna is bewildered and horrified as she listens to Boris dying of poison in the next room. She clearly hears him dying and gets up while saying that they should do something about this. Catherine tells her to sit back down while she keeps asking about the names of her brother and sisters to make small talk. Anna is speechless as both of them hear a thud. Catherine's coldness is on full display as she stays seated, munching on some pastry and drinking tea while listening to the sound of her father-in-law dying. Anna is terror-stricken by this experience and has become mute due to the sheer trauma of witnessing a cold-blooded murder. Catherine tells her to quickly go and call the doctor. Anna immediately stands up and runs away. She rushes through the woods when she reaches the doctor. She keeps knocking on the door without saying anything. Meanwhile, Catherine rescues her lover, Sebastian, from his enclosure. She pulls his shirt up and kisses him and his wounds. Boris's death is ruled out by the medical professionals as a natural death, perhaps through his bad heart due to his old age. No one suspects Catherine, and the only witness to the crime has become mute. The next day, she is sitting at the table having lunch. Their house cat is sitting on the other chair instead of Boris. A maid comes and delivers a letter. In the bedroom, Sebastian is on top of Catherine while he is still wounded. Both of them are talking when she reveals that Boris does not want Sebastian at his funeral. She also talks about how Alexander will never return because he hated his father and he hates her. During the funeral, Catherine is in a black dress as she stands right next to Boris's casket. They're photographed together while the cat walks by. After giving their condolences, everyone is leaving alongside Anna, who stops for a brief moment and stares at Catherine. In the end, before leaving, Catherine gazes at the dead body of Boris with absolute disgust. She then dresses Sebastian in fine clothing, telling him that he is now the man of the house. Both of them then start to kiss each other. Anna comes and serves Catherine her food. When she walks away, Catherine stops her, but she does not speak. Catherine tells her to say something when she is spoken to, but Anna is still unable to find words. Catherine is now running the house on her own terms, and due to this, she changes Anna's task, so she won't be the one to serve her food. She does this as a precaution and gives back the plate to Anna. Anna goes back to the kitchen where she is kneading a piece of dough very hard and takes out her frustration on it. The cook tells her that the doctor confirmed Boris's death is natural and to not take things too hard on herself. She wishes that Anna would start speaking again, but Anna is still silent. With newfound confidence, Catherine unapologetically goes around in a field, lying with Sebastian. She informs him that because of what she did, Anna is not speaking anymore and that she may never will. She then starts to ask him if he loves and adores her. He says that he does, and they kiss. Catherine mentions that she will never leave him no matter what the circumstances are. At night, Catherine sleeps with him in her marital bed. While sleeping, an unusual noise wakes her up. She goes to the windows and sees that her husband's horse has returned. Alarmed, she instantly wears her nightgown and wakes up Sebastian. When he asks, she mentions that her husband is back. He is baffled and asks her what he should do. He quickly wears his clothes as she rushes Sebastian and hides him in her closet. Once she is done with him, she fixes the bed, lights a lamp, and waits for Alexander on the bed. Alexander returns to find Catherine waiting for him. He asks why she's awake. She mentions that she heard the horse coming. He comes closer and senses that something is wrong, so he starts to raise many questions. He asks her why she prepared a bed for 2 people if she was sleeping alone. She clarifies that she had no indication of when he will return, so she prepared the bed for 2 every day. He then finds Sebastian's belt lying on the floor, and this makes the situation all the more suspicious. For the belt, Catherine gives the explanations that she found it in the fields. When asked why she kept it, she explains that she kept it for her skirts. When all of this is out of the way, Alexander remarks that she has gotten much fatter and larger than last time, specifically her face. Catherine offers him some tea as she gets up and walks out of the room. She returns back with the tea. She pours it into a cup and gives it to him. While the two of them drink tea, there's a brief moment of silence. After this, Alexander straight up points out her foul acts, revealing that he knows of her clandestine affair. Catherine is shocked at this when he mentions that he is not stupid. He claims that it's been known to him for some time now and that it's circulated throughout the county. This has brought him a lot of shame since plenty of people started tarnishing his name. Alexander then coldly belittles and berates Catherine, calling her all sorts of foul and vulgar things. He also reminds her how his father bought her alongside a piece of land. He tells her that the only it will work now is if she will end her affair and stay indoors always. At this point, Catherine's fed up with being spiritually and emotionally destroyed by her cruel husband. She has the choice of who she wants to be with, and comes to the conclusion that it is not the arrogant Alexander she wants to be with. So she brings out Sebastian from the closet. This leaves him and Alexander both bewildered. She throws Sebastian on the bed and taunts Alexander by making love with Sebastian right in front of him. Alexander is sitting and he looks at this for a very short period of time. He gets up and slaps Catherine right in the face. When Catherine is away, he gets into a fist fight with Sebastian. Both of them fight each other viciously until Alexander puts Sebastian right next to a wall. When there is no other choice left, he bites Sebastian on the neck as he screams in unbearable pain. Catherine comes at the right time and hits Alexander in the head with a metal rod. When he falls down on the floor, Catherine does not stop. She repeatedly and brutally bashes his head until he is dead with blood all over the place. When Catherine finally stops, she goes to kiss Sebastian, but he's currently in shock as the realization strikes that he had just killed his own master. He keeps staring at the dead body while Catherine is beside him. Sebastian is dragging the dead body. He is burying him in the ground while Catherine takes his horse far away in the forest. She intends to kill the horse so that no one knows that Alexander even returned. She takes a shotgun and shoots the horse in the head while she also falls back because she has never used a gun before in her life. The horse is in pain, but not dead, so she goes closer and shoots it again. She starts to whimper while burying the horse. She then goes near a river and throws the shotgun away so that there is no evidence left. At night, Sebastian and Catherine are together. He tells her that he is unable to sleep because of what he has done. Sebastian is knee-deep in guilt and horror as his conscience and inner morality begin to haunt him. Catherine tries to comfort him, saying that she had to kill Alexander so they can have a happy life. Though Catherine's consolations work a bit, Sebastian remains consumed by the guilt and fear of being found out. Both of them start to make love to each other once again. In the morning, Sebastian is awake as he is wearing fine clothes. Catherine looks at him and smiles because now she has what she wanted. During breakfast, Anna is serving them tea while the both of them gaze at each other, knowing that they can be with each other without any fear. Both of them are naked while lying together. The horse is not properly buried, and it is completely rotting. A carriage is then approaching the manse. A woman named Agnes is there, and she is presenting her young grandson, Teddy. She claims that Teddy is Alexander's legal ward and biological child, who was born from an affair with Agnes's daughter. Though Catherine doesn't want to keep Teddy, Agnes has the legal papers to prove that Teddy is Alexander's ward, and by law, he's to be placed under Catherine's care. Here, it is also revealed that Alexander's been officially declared dead. From then on, Agnes and Teddy start to live with Catherine. This forces Catherine and Sebastian to, once again, employ some discretion with their affair. Catherine and Sebastian start to argue about Agnes and Teddy. Sebastian is against them and says that he does not trust them. When Catherine mentions the papers Agnes had, he believes that they are fake despite her stating that they are legitimate. Sebastian, telling her that any woman who is poor can pull off this move, still refuses to believe all of this. At the dinner table, Agnes, Teddy, and Catherine are eating together. Agnes suggests that Teddy should take Catherine's room because it is much larger and it would be next to her room. Catherine reluctantly agrees to this. In the morning, Catherine is sleeping all alone because Sebastian has returned to the outhouse to sleep. Meanwhile, Catherine gets up from her bed and she feels pain in her back. Catherine decides that she will go outside to the outhouse in order to see Sebastian. While she is going there, Teddy comes there and asks her if he can come with her. She takes Teddy and goes away without meeting Sebastian, who is witnessing this and is quite angry. Catherine and Teddy are then in the fields, talking about their surroundings. When asked, Catherine tells her that her mother taught her all of this and that she misses him a lot. Teddy also says that he misses her mother as well. Both of them develop a mother-son bond. Catherine is now warming up to the innocent boy. After that, Sebastian is sitting in solitude in the forest. He sees Anna and approaches her just to speak with her because he, too, feels horrified and disgusted by Catherine and the things that they've done. Despite her being hesitant, he wants to just take a walk with her. Inside the house, Catherine, in front of the mirror, looks at her belly and discovers that she is pregnant with Sebastian's child, which is why she was experiencing pain before. While she's looking at herself, Anna comes and hands her the clothes and leaves. Catherine is in her bed at night, but she is wide awake as she is unable to sleep without Sebastian. She goes out in the outhouse while going near him. She tries to kiss him, but he pushes her away. He starts to treat her harshly. He yells at her to get out of here because he is scared of being discovered by Agnes and Teddy. She tries to convince him that he should come back, but his guilt of murdering someone takes over as he pushes her and yells at her again to go back. She gets up and goes away. Eventually, Catherine grows frustrated with not having Sebastian with her. Catherine begins to desperately long for Sebastian, especially since she hasn't told him about her pregnancy yet. Catherine sees that Teddy is playing with a maid. She also spots Sebastian and Anna going behind them. She instantly runs out and desperately tries to talk to him. While running after him, Teddy sees her and tries to stop her. He wants to play with her, but he does not understand the situation. She pushes him away while telling him that she cannot play with him right now. This is Teddy crying and running off into the woods. Once he goes away, she discovers that it is too late and Sebastian has also left. She is then in her room, thinking about Sebastian when a knock on the door catches her attention. She thinks that it is Sebastian and calls his name, but it is a local maid. She informs her that she is here regarding the little boy. Teddy has gone missing. Since Catherine is somewhat attached to the little boy, she orders the entire household to search for the child as they look for him in the forest. An entire day is spent looking for Teddy, but they are unable to find him. Sebastian is also in the forest, and he does not want them to find him, so he hides. In the end, it is Sebastian who finally finds him. He finds Teddy sitting at the cliff of a waterfall. He keeps staring at the boy and thinks about what he should do now that he found him. Meanwhile, inside the house, Agnes and Catherine both are very concerned for Teddy as they sit in silence. The silence is broken by Sebastian, who barges in with Teddy in his arms. He seems sick because he caught a cold. Instead of thanking Sebastian for how he found and saved his grandson, Agnes is very offended by this act. Agnes berates him for being a lowly servant. She tells him to get out of the house despite him stressing about the fact that he saved the life of her grandson. He gets very angry due to Agnes' behavior and storms out. Catherine also follows him. Sebastian then retreats to his outhouse and tells Catherine that he wants to leave. He talks about how he has had enough and that he will not be humiliated by Agnes anymore. Catherine tries to convince him to stay by asking what she needs to do. She is willing to do anything at this point. Sebastian simply says that it is too late. He also admits to Catherine that he actually considered pushing the little boy off the cliff to kill him. Catherine does not seem to be very shocked by this thing. She instead convinces him to stay by telling him to trust her because she is planning something. After that, as Agnes watches over her grandson, Catherine volunteers to look after Teddy, saying that Agnes needs a rest. Agnes refuses to leave the boy alone and goes away and tells Catherine that she's going nowhere. She eventually convinces her to sleep for at least an hour because he will need her when he wakes up. Agnes tears up a little bit by this false act of kindness and trusts Catherine while leaving. Catherine takes this opportunity to commit the heinous act she has planned. Catherine lets Sebastian inside the room and they lock the door so that no one else could come inside. Catherine goes closer to Teddy as he starts to feel weird. He tells her to let go, but shockingly, she puts a pillow on his face and starts to mercilessly smother him so that she can suffocate him to death. Catherine holds the pillow tightly to his face while Sebastian holds Teddy's legs and arms to keep them from flailing. He keeps screaming and resisting, but in the end, poor Teddy passes away. After this horrendous act is done, Sebastian leaves, and even Catherine herself becomes bothered by the soulless murder that she has just committed. She pretends to be asleep as the entire night passes by, and she stays awake on the chair. In the morning, Anna comes inside and sees that Catherine is sitting near the boy. Catherine lets Anna find Teddy's lifeless body. Anna looks at him and runs away to inform the others. Outside in the forest, as the realization of him killing an innocent boy sets in, he falls and breaks down. He cries and regrets everything he did while experiencing the eternal guilt of what he did. He gets up and runs back towards the house with the intention of revealing everything. A few moments later, a doctor comes in to examine the body. It's revealed that Sebastian accidentally caused bruises on Teddy's skin when he held him. This leads to the suspicion that Teddy had been killed. The doctor asks Catherine some questions. He asks her when she slept while watching over the boy. She mentions that she was unable to sleep and only slept for at least 10 minutes. The doctor speculates that she perhaps accidentally slept for too long and someone killed the boy when she was. Catherine immediately exclaims that the bruises must be from the waterfall, but the doctor clarifies that he did not have the bruises before. This ends up in an investigation by the police. When a police investigator comes in to inspect Catherine, she explains the same thing she told the doctor. Everything seems very suspicious at this point. When all of them are talking, Sebastian suddenly barges into the room, and it's clear that he's just come straight out of a mental breakdown. He is ready to reveal everything. Unable to live with the guilt any longer, Sebastian admits everything and says that he and Catherine killed Boris, Alexander, and Teddy. He also mentions how he was also involved in this, as he held the boy's legs while Catherine suffocated him. He also admits that she committed all of these atrocious acts just so they could be together. When the detective asks Catherine, she deflects this and makes up a story, claiming that it was actually Sebastian and Anna who committed all those crimes. Sebastian is consumed with rage, and he tries to attack her, but he is stopped. She perfectly makes up this lie, while taking full advantage of Anna's trauma-induced mutism. She asserts that if Anna really didn't do it, then she will speak up and say otherwise. And so, the police come to question Anna, and she is still unable to find any strength in her to speak, even if it means saving her life and Sebastian's. Unfortunately, Sebastian and Anna end up being rolled off in a cart, presumably either straight to jail or to the gallows where they will be executed. Catherine remains alone in the Lester house with her unborn child and a disheveled appearance. She comes down from the bedroom and sits on a sofa in seclusion while thinking of how she betrayed the lover she once longed for. Here, this movie ends. To watch more awesome and thought-provoking movie recaps, please subscribe to Film Guy Recaps. Don't forget to like this video and tell us in the comments which movie you want to see next. Goodbye for now.